Welcome, everybody. It is out there in Twitch land. It is Tuesday. It's been a minute since I've done a Tuesday stream, and I apologize for my inconsistency, but we're back, ready to go. I'm rocking my Fantasy Grounds shirt. Woot woot. I have two. There we go. So for today, you can tell from my Underdark background that we're working on our campaign that's taking place in the Underdark. And this is the map that they're on. The pools, they came across some pools. I've messed with this map a little bit and added some shadows and some effects for the water and such. I think I want to add a little bit more light to this one. Let's see. See if I already did that. Let's see, lighting. No, I do not see lighting at all. So I'm actually just going to leave it alone. I'm not going to worry about the lighting then. If I'm not using lighting on this one. Oh, I do have lighting on this, okay. Interesting. Very cool. Oh, Atomic Hero. Welcome, Atomic. He was playing a little bit of Animal Crossing last I saw him yesterday as he ended the stream with it. Doing a little bit more of the decoration quests. And then today they were doing GOW. Yeah, I played Gems of War on mobile. I played it for a solid year. And then just sort of went away, played other games. And then once I saw him playing it again, I was like, oh, I should start playing that again. And picked it back up, and I've been crushing it. Just very serious. Switched coalitions, or whatever they're called, and on there, and have a much better one. So I'm now up to level 506, 508, something like that. Atomic is in the thousands. He's like 1,400, 1,500. Might even be higher than that. I forgot to check what his latest level is, but the weird thing is the mobile and the Switch versions are very different in the sense that not only you have weekly focuses, so there's, for example, my mobile one has Strix and birds, the bird people, I forget their names. And so I can mystics and Strix. So if you play a Strix mystic, they get double bonuses. Whereas the atomics for this week, I thought there were centaurs. I don't remember. I just lost my train of thought. I don't remember what he said. But I know there were two different. He didn't have a kingdom either. He just had two different types of players. Kingdom paladins and knights. Centaurs and knights. I don't remember. The point is, it's different. Not only that, but there's a different kingdom in the mobile. We have a whole new kingdom that he doesn't have. That just started. Nexus is what it's called, and it was about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, where Nexus showed up in the mobile, and it's its whole storyline and stuff. It's actually not really a kingdom; it's a gate, like the World of Warcraft gate that the orcs came through. It's similar to that. It's a nexus that leads to the elemental planes. But anyway, mystics and elementals. That's right. I had no, I didn't have centaurs. Anyway, I was fighting centaurs, I think. Regardless, the point is they're different, but they're both fun to watch. They're both fun to play. There's lots of different things going on. Unlike some of these other games that I start and there's just so much content that's happening that you have to maintain. You have to, you know, level up your characters and go on these side quests and forge the weapons and get the pieces and do the dungeon delves and do these other things, or you're just not keeping up. Well, with Gems of War, they have tons of different things, but there's a main storyline that you can follow to get unlock all your kingdoms, and then there's it's really up to you what you want to do. If like this last week, I didn't do anything except focus on what's called the campaign and the guild faction assault. I mean, not faction assault, but the guild quest that we had. That was all I did. I ignored the faction assaults. There were two of them that popped up. I ignored the dungeon delves. I ignored PvP, and I did just fine. So my point is with Gems of War, yes, they have 12 things you can do at any given time, but you can ignore what you want and what you don't like. So Gems of War is a great game. Atomic Hero Squad is a great streamer. Check him out in the mornings. He's definitely worth checking out. He does Elder Scrolls Blades, which I also used to play on the phone. The only reason I stopped is because my new phone does not support it, so I can't play it on my new phone. If you like Skyrim, you'll like Elder Scrolls Blades. They did a great job of converting it to phone. It blew me away, the graphics and how cool, how beautiful it looks um, on the phone. And then he also does games like Asphalt 9, which I also play on my phone. He plays on Switch. And again, they're different. They have different quests and campaigns. Also, the gameplay is very different on a phone because you have two choices. You can either manually control it, which by control I use very loosely, because if you're holding it and you turn it just slightly, nothing happens, nothing happens, nothing happens, and now all of a sudden you're making a 90-degree turn. It's maybe just my phone, but I cannot control it with the phone, shifting it back and forth like they say you can. So you go to the automatic mode where you're cruising along, it drives for you, but then and pop-ups will show up and you choose the route you want to take. Do you want to hit the want to make a left? Do you want to make a right? Do you want to hit the nitro? Do you want to hit the double nitro? So there's all these different choices you're making as you're going along. And then of course you're boosting and you're drifting. You control that as well. So anyway, Asphalt 9 he plays as well. He got me hooked on the mobile version of it. So I've been playing that because of Atomic. So check him out. He's a lot of fun. And there's even a Spencer77 emote and a Zinlu emote. So go to Atomic Hero Squad, check out his chat, check out his people. He's definitely worth the wait, worth what the watch. All right, so let me throw my quote up for today. I have not done that yet. You can say quote anytime you're watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, first of all, thank you. Second of all, come check it out. Tuesdays, like I said, I'm going to try to be more consistent, but I also do Starfinder prep or sometimes D&D prep on Wednesdays as well. So come check that out. I have live play stuff, so come to the Twitch, check out my schedule, see if there's what interests you. And while you're there, subscribe. Amazon Prime makes it free, so but you don't have to. If you just want to chill and ask questions, I'll be glad to answer them. All right, so if I tell them everyone will want to lick my holy symbol. Yeah, so Mantha was given Mantha's character Genesis was given a random magic surge with the Sven Zone particles you can earn by watching the stream. And it was that she had an oral fixation with her holy symbol. So she kept putting the holy symbol in her mouth, and because it tasted like something, I forget exactly what it tasted like, um, and so people were looking at her and stuff, but she didn't say anything, and that was why she didn't say anything. Um, okay, so with this group, they don't know what time it is, what day it is. They've been in the underground. They got captured by, taken prisoner, and were unconscious for an unknown amount of time, unknown to them, a period of days. They were drugged and magically kept unconscious while they were transported to a location, and they woke up. Even in the jail cell, they were kept sedated and then woken up every once in a while to work and then put back to sleep again. So uh, they have no concept of time, of what time it is, what day it is. Uh, since they escaped, they're underground, so they don't see the sun, they don't see the stars, so they have no idea what's going on. So, but I do, and I've been keeping track of it with my calendar function here in Fantasy Grounds. And in the message of the day that I pop up for them every week, I tell them, for example, this today says it has been more than 11 hours since you took a long rest. A lot has happened in that 11 hours. Uh, there's a hint of what one of the things that happened. Um, this is a 30-foot tall creature, and it reached out with these tentacles, grabbed one of their players, reached up, went to bite it, and the other head snapped and bit it as well, ripping them in half and destroying one of their characters, causing one of the other players, one of the other characters, to gain a level of madness. They eventually decided to run from this thing and not fight it. And now they're in this map with the pools. I don't need this open anymore. There we go. So this is where they are. They're about to run across a new player. So the players have access to your calendar. I have not changed it since we started the campaign. You can, all my other campaigns, I use the calendar as well because it's an amazing tool. It's very hard to keep track sometimes, especially if you're doing like a dungeon delve where you're just moving from room to room, fight to fight to fight to fight. Your characters may have 5 fights in a row, all in the same morning, because fighting is only 6 seconds around. So fights in game time only take 2 minutes typically. Usually they're done in under 2 minutes, which is a total of 20 rounds. Most of them are done in between 5 and 6 rounds, so less than a minute typically. But the fight itself in our time takes can take up to 2 or 3 hours. So you typically, we can have 4 sessions all in the same day, game time, and it's hard to keep track of what's going on. If they're traveling, they may jump 3 days without anything happening, several hours. So keeping the calendar for me as a game master is vital. Keeping track of the game master. And what I'll pause for a second, adjust the time. You can also send it out in chat just by clicking this button. Boom, the time is this. The difference is in this campaign, I just haven't moved it. It's always been 18th of Kythorn because that was when they got captured. Um, and so I was just looking to see if I had it. No, I didn't. All right. But what I have been doing is I've been using the GM section of these, and that's how I've been tracking what's going on with it. All right, so they found a magic map of the Underdark. It's a map I made, combining a couple different maps and then building it with Fantasy Grounds Unity. So Drake takes. Hello, Drake takes. Thank you for the biddies. That is awesome. If you want to check out Drake, he does live play D&D. I'll actually be playing in a game with him this evening as a player. I play a barbarian with wild magic surges, and so you can come check him out. Tab, there it is. We'll be playing that from 5 to 8 Pacific, 8 to 11 Eastern time on the right side of the world. Come on. There it goes. Thank you so much for the biddies. That is awesome. Let's he also does my videos. I have to actually, he needs to update 2 of my videos, and it would help if I told him that, so, and sent him the information to update it with, but I simply have not gotten around to that yet. Anyway, he's a great guy, good DM. I've taken a lot of tidbits from him as I play with him. The only as a player, the only thing I've yet to take the plunge on is the Sirenscape, just because I don't know that my players will be able to handle it. But we will see. I keep toying with it, keep thinking about it. One of these days, I'm going to take the plunge and do the sound as well. Sirenscape is a great program. So check Drake out. He's awesome. A lot of fun. YouTube finally got his 100 subscription, 100 people subscribing to him. So he has a new high-speed link. Doesn't have a use long URL anymore. So that was something he was been trying to do for a while. I finally got it. In part thanks to me. He jumped into one of my games and got 3 subscriptions right on the spot. Got him up to 99 that very moment. So anywho, check him out. Drake Takes. He's awesome. So right now, they come upon the room with the pools and find a magic map. And that's what they have found. So this is the Sword Coast, the upper ground, with the Underdark superimposed over it. And so the map they found here it is. So this is the one I made. Waiting for it to load. There it is. So this is the map. And I made this map because if you look, see, this has by superimposing these maps over the top of it, and then adding these different stuff to it. So this is the map they found. This is the party indicator right there. They're right outside Sloop Ladop. These are different locations they can go to. Some of them are tagged, some of them are not. All right, so when they finish messing around with the pools, I'll fill in the times and stuff. But my next thing is there's going to be a lava swell, and there's going to be an encounter with a giant octopus. And I'm going to combine the two of those things. So as the party traverses along a winding corridor, a tremor opens up a lava-filled fissure, and they have to run to not take fire damage. So I'm thinking the easiest thing to do is just to build this map myself, or I might there are a couple different Underdark maps, so let's take a look. See what we want to do. If we want to tweak one that already exists or build our own. So I changed the UI of the screen so you guys could read some of the words. And so I don't have anywhere near as much real estate as I usually do. Pulling up my images over here under campaign, and then I'm typing in Underdark. I'm just typing under, and it pulls up my different Underdark maps that I have. Fantasy Grounds Battle Maps is free with your Fantasy Grounds subscription, and so you get access to these as well. Tunnels. So let's check out No Grid, Underdark Tunnels, Dry Chasms. All right, so these have chasms there. You can jump. The characters can have to go get across. I don't want chasms. So let's go with tunnels. Start with A, and we'll just go down the list and see what we've got. That's a cool one. I like this one. This will be good. I can bring them in here. They can be running, and then the octopus can be in here. So I'm not going to take the time to just look anymore. I'm happy with this one. I'm going to use this. So first of all, what I want to do is make sure I link it. So I go here. Now because this is a link, when I hit enter, it's going to search for another link because I'm adding, it looks like it thinks I'm adding another link. I'm going to change it. So right now, if I shared this map to the players, it would come up as No Grid Underdark Tunnels A. So instead, I'm going to unlock it, switch this to Tunnel. Simple as that. And then make it unidentified. So what will happen is when I share it with the players, they will see the word tunnel. Simple as that. And when you then link it, boom, that's what it shows up as, tunnel. Enter. Now I don't want link anymore, so I'm going to hit Control 1 to change it to regular text. You can also right click, go to paragraph type, and go to body text. It does the same thing. All right, I'm actually going to change this one to Control 2, which is heading. There we go. So that tells me when the session ended. All right, so enter, enter. I'm just going to copy and paste this, unlock it. Control C, boom, Control V, boom. All right, and then they have in the thing I just opened, which is Lava Swell right here. there's a hazard, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this in here as well. I'm actually going to put it in the combat tracker right now. I am going to link it. So what that does is it allows me, when I click on it, to then drag and drop the save, drag and drop the damage. That's what that does. That's why you add it as a hazard. Um, okay, so just in case, I will add it here as well. Boom. So I've got the hazard here. I'm going to click on, so now I'm going to look, we want to mess with our image. I'm going to go ahead and set up, the most important thing I want to do is make sure the fight is ready to go. So we're going to do that first, make sure that's ready to go, and then we'll go back to the thing that takes longer and mess with the image and add the lava in different stages, in different layers, so that it'll be moving up as we go. All right, so let's open this up first of all and see, does it have line of sight? Dog's going nuts. All right, so it does have line of sight. Tons of occluders. It doesn't have line of sight here, so if the characters are here, they'll see out into the world. So let's go ahead and fix that. There we go. We're going to zoom in. I personally don't like this many occluders in my maps. And looking at this, oh, they did. Okay, never mind. Sometimes they will put the line of sight right along the wall. What that means is the player, as it's looking at it, they don't see the wall. They just see it just stops looking. Their line of sight is just simply blocked, so they can't tell why it's being blocked. It's like a wall of darkness. So having it in the line, just over the line a little bit, they'll be able to see this, which is perfect. That's what I like. That's what I like. All right, so we are going to go ahead and go here. We are in wall, line of sight section. You go here to the wall, you go here to line, and you simply click here and click there again. Escape to be done. Do the same thing over here. Click, click, escape. We're going to zoom out, zoom up, click, click, escape, click, click, escape. All right, so now they have sections. So these are made to where you can add to them. But the point is they will never see this other side. So I don't have to mess with this at all. I can just keep working with this. Now, if we're going to be using a lot of these, this is a lot of occluders. The little points, each one of these is called an occluder. So if you're going to be working with a lot of these tiles in the same map, you may want to lessen the number of occluders that are there. And you can do that very simply. You simply go here to the select, while in line of sight, select, and it doesn't, I don't think it matters which one you're picking because you're looking at the occluders, but we're messing with the walls. So it's going to be easier to draw them if we pick it. And then you just highlight the section you want to change. And you'll notice they're all selected. You can also select them individually. See, boom, I added another one right there. And hold down Shift to highlight multiple of them. And then delete selected points, remove selected points, or hit the delete button. We'll change it, and then you just add your own. So you can hold down left click. So left click, I'm sorry, left click. All right, come on. Oh, haha, never mind. Go to line. There we go. And now click. click, click, click. Let's zoom up a little bit and click. So significantly less occluders than before. Um, the other thing you can do is you can hold down left click. So there we go. So for holding down, if I click and hold it as I turn, it adds occluders as opposed to click, 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 click. I personally prefer not holding it down simply because I don't like having a lot of occluders. Um, oops, hold on. Go back to select. Delete. Boom. All right, and we have a little hole here. So now I have selected. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to grab this guy and just move him up. There we go. You can also, I want to say, is it double click shift? Yes. So if you hold down shift and double click, it will select everything that's connected. So that's another way. If you draw something, you're like, I don't like this object, hold down shift, double click, it'll select them all. Delete. All right, let me find out what's going on with my dogs. And we're back. All right. All right. So we've got the line of sight done. So this area like this, I'm going to go ahead and. All right. There we go. So let's go ahead and fix these very quickly. We're in select mode. We're just going to grab this whole section, remove them, delete them, go back to line. Actually going to go to select and just slide this down. Boom. And then go to line. Click and I'm just left clicking. There we go. So significantly less. So let's show you guys what we're talking about here. Go to our play mode. Go to the enable vision preview. Let's do that. We add a grid first. See the grid. All right, so this is way too big. I want this to be about 15 feet high. So let's drop this down. I want it by a third. So let's say 15. Keep the grid aspect lock. Boom. There we go. So now it's there, it's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So now we're going to change the color of the grid though. And we're going to change it to, let's go with a fun little like bluish gray. There we go. Make it a little lighter. There we go. Make it a little stronger. There we go. So you can turn it all the way down and off. There. So there's our grid. It's a little bit more subdued, but can be seen. And I can always change it on the fly. So if the players would rather have like a bright yellow, we can do that too. Go to our combat tracker. We'll take our trap just because we just need any kind of token. telling me this token is really, it is 20. Okay. And reach of 5. So I don't need go to play mode, click, right click, delete token, delete this token. All right, this guy isn't on the map yet, so we'll throw him in here. Boom. Okay. And let's see what kind of vision he has. He has blind sight right now. Okay, well that's interesting because he has both. He has blind sight and dark vision. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to light, and we're going to go to token light. No, token vision, dark vision. Select him and add vision. Boom. Okay, so you can see he has blind sight for 10 feet around him, and then dark vision extending out. So this is what it looks like in play mode as he's moving. You can see. So basically here, every single curve, because they have so many occluders, whereas this side, whoa, there's a whole gap here. Is there a difference? No. To me, I don't really care about the difference there. You can even change the grid if you want to adjust it. So you want to slide this over a little bit. You go nudge. Boom. Now the grid is shifted over back to play mode, and you can then put him back onto the grid. Boom. So there you go. So because I changed the size of the grid to 15 by 15, I can then go back to the line of sight, and I can tweak it a little bit if I don't like this. I'm in my select mode, so I just go back up to this. Boom. Slide it over. And then I can simply slide it over. I can just add a point. Go to line. Go click. Oops. Escape. Let's go line. Okay, so I'm going to go. I'm just going to redo it real quick. Go to select. Click. Remove. So the difference is when I remove it like that, it keeps the link within the line. If you go here and then you click delete, it removes it. So that's the difference between remove and delete. It totally breaks the line, whereas remove keeps the line, the consistency. All right, so we're in line, click, boom. Now that we can see that we have a smaller map, I'll add a few more occluders. Still nothing like what it was before. Escape. Now I'm going to zoom in. So there's a tiny gap here. And you might think, who cares? Well, escape. If you move him, oh, look at that. See, he's seeing these tiny little lines coming out because that occluder. So you just want to make sure you zoom in and you go, boop, it's fixed. All right, so we're good. We're golden. We've got our occluders set up the way we want them to. Now we're going to go away from here. Boom. Let's finish doing what we were doing. Turn off the light. So this is in color. He was in dark vision, which is grayscale. That's why you couldn't see. So we're going to go in here. We're going to add some rocks. The reason we're adding rocks is because these rocktopus look like rocks when they're not moving. So we go to our assets. So anytime you have a window like this, you can left click, push down control, and then as you move, it adjusts the size of the window. And that's true for anything that's open, any of these type of things. Left click, hold control, and you can tweak the size of it. So, all right. So now we will type in rock. I'm going to go to all first. We don't want just images, we want tokens as well. So wait for it to catch up because there's a lot of rocks. I have access to the map packs. I subscribe. So I have access to a lot of rocks. Okay, so we don't want bushes. I don't need a rocking chair. I might do some jungle rocks. Yeah, I'm going to throw a little bit of jungle rocks in here. So a couple different ways. You can just click and drag and boom over here if you want. In this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and add a painting layer. And these are going to be, I'm going to call it rocks. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take let's see, shrink this down a little bit so I can see both. And drop it in here, boom. It is 1 by 1, so these are tiny little rocks. I'm going to hold control and we'll use my mouse wheel and make them a bit bigger. There we go. So it's tracking the size of them as well. So we're just going to throw them, boom. It's on line right now, so it's making a line. So we go to stamp, click, there we go. We have some rocks. We're going to grab some of these different jungle rocks. Again, hold control, make it a little bit bigger. I'm then going to flip it. Boom, there's some rocks. All right, now I want different types of rocks. So I'm looking for other rocks. I like them all. So let's start with this guy. He's close to the rocks we already have. So he's a 5 by 5. We're going to use control and bring it down. Like a 2 by 1 by 6 is fine. We'll stick this guy next to these. Boom. We're going to flip it. I'm going to change the size. Bring it down. Throw a couple of them right next on top of each other. We're going to use shift to shift it to turn it. Boom. Bring it down. Boom. Control. Control to change the size. Shift to turn it a little bit. Boom. So now we got some more rocks. All right. So this is the one I'm going to use for the monsters. So let's go ahead and put the monsters on there. We're going to change it to layer mode. We're going to drop him in here. Boom. So he's 13 by 13. A little bit bigger than what we need. Right now it's got the highlights. It's selected as a painting. So don't worry. Go back to the grid. Doesn't matter. Um, so I've got these rocks. I want them to be 2 or either 1.5 or 2. I'll change it to 1.5. 1.5. So these are going to be your my creatures. These are going to turn into my creatures. So we're going to throw one here. Again, you want the stamp. Boom. So what it's doing is it's adding a layer, which is what we want. And the reason we want that is because, oh, wait a second, what is this? What? All right, so it looks like I made a mistake. First mistake I've ever made. So we're going to delete this one, nothing in it. Change the name of this one to rocks. There we go. All right, so now, because if I put this rock here, it'll be under it. So then I can just hit select and just slide it under. So boom. Hold control to shift it over a little bit. So boom. So there's my first monster. Second monster. Go back to my stamp thing, so tile, and I'm going to stick him here. So I go to select. This guy I don't want, so we're deleting him. All right, so this guy again, we're going to move up to here. Go back, we are in layer select. So there we go. So we have another rock, another creature. And our last creature, we will then go back to tile again. We will go and we will add him just behind this guy, boom. So when we go to our play mode, this is what we see. We have some rocks, 3 of these things, slightly different color, and those are our monsters. So I go to my encounter right here, 3 giant octopus. I then grab it from the placement and I put them where I want them to be. Boom. Oh, so these are large creatures, huh? These are large. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So we can shift him into a square. Boom. There we go. Put this one here. And this one there. Okay. They are all placed. So now what I do is I close it and they disappear. When I want to, I just hit this down arrow and it adds encounter to the comet tracker. We'll also place them on the map, but they will be invisible like this one. This one is show NPC. So I then click this to show it if I want them to see it when they come out and attack. I'm going to take and go to this one. Let's see. So now I go back to my layers. You notice I have this one selected, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Now zoom in a little bit. Just hold control and just click this and make it. Okay, so that's for some reason why isn't it letting me shift. Interesting. All right, so I'll just do it this way. Just do it manually. Change it to 2, keeping the aspect lock on. Boom. Now it's a bit bigger. Perfect. This guy or next rock. Change him to 2. And we're going to slide him over a little bit. It's not quite as buried. There we go. Where do I want to put it there? We'll slide him right there. Boom. And then this one, I'm going to flip rotate a little bit, move them up, change them to 2. Here we go. All right, so there's our rocks. As they come in, they see the rocks, they see the stuff. They're busy chasing being chased by the lava anyway. So that's cool. Um, all right, so our encounter is set. Our map is set. All we need to do now is add lava. So let's go down here. Go to our, so another thing I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to add a folder. Change the folder to rocks. And by the way, so what will happen is when I turn on the monster, put the thing here, I can just click this where it says visible to all, and the rock goes away. So the monsters will show up and the rocks will go away. That, my friends, is the plan. So we're going to take all of these, drop them into our rock folder, take our rock, drop it into the rock folder. Boom. There we go. So it's a little less cluttered over here. And then we're going to take our, now we're going to find our lava. So we have all, let's go to lava. Let's see what we get. There is some pretty cool lava. You can also add some effects to it to make it cool. Here we go. So see, I can just do a lava river and just draw it in. But I want it to be moving, catching up to them. So I'm going to be doing it in layers. Chink, 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 chink. And have them have to, dodge and that's the whole point of this encounter is that they're dodging the river. All right, so a lava keeper, interesting. All right, so we're going to, and a lava lord. I have a lot of cool creatures. Lava mage. All right, so we're going to use this guy as our front runner. Drop him in. So we want these as layers. So I, just like the rocks, I can expose or unexpose. So we're going to add a folder. The folder is called lava. And because I'm me, I'm going to say the floor is lava. I'll be the only one who ever sees it, but it's funny to me. And all right, so here's my lava river. We added on here. So let's tweak it and change it. So let's go to layer select, lava. We're going to make it 5 wide. We'll start by 5 by whatever that is. 5 by 7. Okay, start with that. Boom. All right, we want it bigger than that. So it's actually going to come up to, it's going to start like right here is where this lava flow is going to start coming. So we're going to go ahead and you can just take these white things and move them along, move them around. Boom. And it's going to be up here. Okay. Shrink it down a little bit like that. So now what happens is we will put this floor is lava under our line of sight. Let's see if this will work. It may not. Yeah, so let's see what the dude sees when we actually go to play mode. Line of sight. We're also going to be adding light to it because it glows. Line of sight. There we go. There we go. So that's what they see. Very good. So that works perfect. This thing of lava is coming through them. I'm going to be adding an effect as well to make it wavy. Let's go to plus effects. We'll drop it into our floor is lava folder. Put it on top of the lava. And we go to, come on, I want to move the whole, there it is. Effects. We've got it selected. We're going to go to, so mist will just have the smoke blow across. I might do that later. Have the smoke be following them. But what I want is ocean. So I want ocean or water. Let's see. First of all, we go to enable mask, and then we go to reveal area good. So you hold Alt. Actually, you don't have to hold Alt because it doesn't matter if it's blocked. Boom. All right, and that's a little bit much for the distortion, so we turn down the distortion. There you go. So that's what it looks like if you zoom in. You've got the heat. You can change the speed and the size and all this other stuff. And then we're going to blur it a bit. We're not going to blur it. It's fine the way it is. All right, so there's our lava. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it up as we go. I'll just add this, duplicate this guy here. Click here, say duplicate. So now I have the exact same thing, same size and everything. We'll move him up just because we don't. And then we're going to take, this is the copy, and we're going to take and we're going to go to layers. We've got our copy selected, and we're just going to slide it up to there. We're going to say it's going to go 20 feet in around. And then we're going to move him down, get rid of the line of sight. Line of sight, actually no, we're going to move him down so we can see what it looks like. There we go. We're going to put him actually on top. There we go. And let's see. Layer select, slide it over. Come on. There we go. All right, so yeah, moving it 20 feet up. There we go. It's not bad. Again, I could just add the lava river behind it if I really wanted to. I don't think the players are really going to care that much. Go back to play mode, move this guy around. What I'm going to do, actually, let's flip him. Do a little layer, flip, 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 flip. All right, so we're going to turn it. Take this and just turn. Hold down Control and turn. There we go. There we go. So now we have a smooth connection here. All right. So there's our wall of lava moving up. And again, it'll start like this. Well, actually, it's going to start like this. And then with no effect either. And then all of a sudden, lava appears. And then second wall of lava moves in. So that, my friend, is how you do a lava flow. I'm going to have it stop probably about here where he is. Maybe, or I might just extend it up to here. This looks like a good place where it'll be an incline. And then as they run, they will then run into the Rocktopus lair. And when they get to about here, they will pop up and attack. Very cool. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'm a couple minutes later than I wanted to be. I want to be done at 11. But we got a lot done today. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I open this up and make double, triple check. Turn these all off. Visible, off, 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 off. And we go, click. Want to make sure my grid tunnel is linked. It is. Good. My hazard is linked. My encounter is linked. My story is linked. Perfect. So we're all set. We're ready to go. Thank you, Drake, again for the bits. That was so awesome. Atomic, thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. And there we go. Thank you, guys. And don't forget to like, subscribe, all that stuff. Whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.